Hey, this is a thrift store find. When I first looked at it on the shelf, I went, "Ooh, it's like a humidifier." Hey, that's not bad for $1. That's not a humidifier. Well, did I get $1's worth out of this? Yes, barely. Okay, maybe. Okay, well, I got one charge cord going to barrel socket, but okay, I can see a fan down there. Pretty sure putting water in this is not gonna work. So I looked this up on the internet and from Alibaba, or whatever that's called, for about $6 you can buy these in bulk. And what they're meant to do is you take something like some essential oil, you drop the container in like that. Well, you take the lid off the container, and it's got to be one where this isn't there. But then what you do is, and this part was missing out of this one, is you put this in. So what this does is it goes down to the bottom of the bottle, sits in there like that. The bottle, of course, is going to be holding it up. This one's probably just a touch too long, but it sits there with the the wick there. And essentially then what you do is you plug it in to some power source, and I will be tearing it apart. Push the button once. You can hear the fan there. Push it again, it turns off. Let's see. No, it doesn't seem to have more settings than just one. Well, I guess two. On and off. So, there's a bit of venting in there, but the whole idea is the air blows by it. This is soaking up the essential oil, and it fumigates your room to whatever smell you like. Now let me just see if I can grab something. So, let's see how much this is actually pumping out there of air. I've got this Pro Anemometer, whatever meter, however you pronounce it. And it says 3.63 kilometers per hour. Let's try some other unit. Okay, 2.26 miles per hour. 198 feet per minute. And some settings I haven't got a clue on. That might be centimeters per minute? I'm not sure. But it's got 60 of them. Cute little toy. So, let's take it apart and cover this thing up. This one just reeks. So, I've got one power cord. Let's see. Oh, you can run it off batteries or off power. Let's just take this apart. I don't believe there's going to be a lot in here. Okay, there's the screw. Oops, there we go. Oh, okay, that just sits in there and pushes down. So I get a fan. And of course they've got the specs on the other side. Let's just take a look. If anything, what I'm going to do is probably repurpose the container. I don't know what for yet though. But for a whopping $1, oh, there we go. DC 3 volts. Okay. Now let's take a look at the board here. Okay. So I remember where everything goes. Oh, it says fan. Says battery there, and then the power goes to there. So let's see. Yeah, that one comes off. Okay, I don't want to break this yet. I always have problems with these. Oops, I think I may have damaged that. No, still connected. Come on. There we go. And, oh well, that goes over to the barrel socket. Well, let's get this off, and then pull off the board. There we go. Oh, I didn't even waste a screw for the board. So, I'll stick a photo of this in the corner. It looks like it's a one-sided. Well, here's version 1 of the schematic. And here's a cleaner version. There we go. There's not a lot of parts on this thing. Okay, you got the power and the fan here. Set them up like that. There's one electrolytic here. It's a 22 microfarad, 35 volt. If you look on here, they say, no, put in 100 microfarad, 16 volt. So basically, it's whatever you've got, stuff it in there. Then there's a tiny little capacitor right there. Oh, with this white, it's lots of fun trying to follow the traces. A small board like this, not too bad, but I did actually do a lot of metering to figure out where things went. But, okay, there's capacitor 1. Well, at least I stuck an E in front of that one. 104, so 100,000 picofarads for that little one. Then we have the mystery chip. It's going to be some microprocessor. It's got power going to pin 1, ground to pin 8. The push button actually pulls pin 7 down to ground. So when you push this, it turns it on. When you push this, it turns it off. Pin 5 coming out comes down to a 1K resistor, which goes to this J3Y, that little guy. Very common. It's an NPN. So when it turns the base on, what it's essentially going to do is the power goes through the fan, around here, over here, into the collector, down here, to the emitter, then back up to the ground for the batteries. And then when you turn it off, there's of course the spike in here, and that's what M7 diode is for, is to help protect all the rest of the parts. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and of course this one here, when you look at the picture, you go, oh, did they sand it off? I don't think they even actually ever printed the part number on it. It doesn't look like it's been erased. I guess they save some fraction of a penny by not labeling it and just sticking it in a tube that says, hey, this is that part. Don't mix them up. So that's about it, but what I get out of it is a video. These parts here, which I could actually repurpose, because it's basically one button on, one button off. But I get the fan. I'm probably not going to use this thing. Oh, wait, no. That was from over there. And one little cord. And an interesting housing. I wonder what project I could use this for. Oh, there's that warning I mentioned earlier. Oops. Remove the battery before using the USB cable. For obvious reasons, they're just connected. Well, have a good one. And I've got one recommendation, is that releasing videos during a FIFA World event equals very few people watching it. I don't mean the FIFA stuff. My stuff. Okay, bye.